Hi everyone, and welcome to this 35-minute slow flow and stretch yoga practice. For this practice, you're going to need a couple of cushions, at least as many as you can really, and maybe a blanket. Towards the end of the practice, you're going to want to stack these up and make yourself as comfortable as possible. So we're going to start in a nice cross-legged position on the mat. Take a couple of seconds to relax the shoulders down, maybe taking some big circles, and connect with that breath. Inhale as you shrug the shoulders up, deep, relaxing exhale as you drop the shoulders down. Take those deep breaths and just allow your body to ground into the mat. Feel the mat beneath your sit bones and take a few circles round with the hips. You're going to exhale as you lean forwards with those hips and inhale as you come back to that central position. Move as far forwards and to the side as feels good for your body at the minute, starting off with this practice. Bring your palms together and reach up and over the head. As you exhale, let the elbows fall down to the side. Again, inhale, reach up and stretch. Start to find a little bit of length with that spine, but keeping the movements nice and slow and relaxed. You're going to take a couple of gentle twists with the spine this time. Just twisting to the left and the right before inhaling, finding that length again. We're going to place the soles of the feet together now. Take a hold of the ankles and just gently guide the knees together and apart down towards the mat. You can use your hands here as well if you just want to gently push those knees together and apart. We're not being forceful, we're just finding a gentle stretch on the inner hips. Moving with that breath, exhale as you push the knees down, inhale as you pull them back up. Start to lean forwards at the hips now, keeping the hands on the toes. Find a position that feels really good for you. Again, not overstretching, just finding a gentle stretch with the inner hips, keeping the spine nice and neutral. Keep those shoulders relaxed and away from the ears. Deepen the breath as much as you can. Close the eyes as much as you can in this practice as well. Walk yourself back up into the centre. And we're going to lengthen the legs out in front. Keep a bend to the knees if you're feeling quite tight. Try and curl the toes back. I'm going to take a couple of forward folds. Take a hold of the top of the toes. Just give some love to the bottom of the feet, gently curling those toes back. Feel that stretch along the soles of the feet. Nice, gentle, smooth movements, moving back up to that central position. Take a big stretch upwards. And exhale, hinge it forwards at the hips, again coming into that forwards fold. This time we're taking a couple of rocks from side to side, just moving one sit bone, then the other. Again, trying to unite every movement with each breath. Good. Walk yourself back up into the centre. And then cross legs over. We're going to place the left hand on the mat and gently take our right hand up and over. Finding some length with the side body here. Feel that gentle stretch from the hip all the way up the side body through to the armpit. Inhale, come back through to the centre and exhale, swap sides. We're planting the right hand down on the mat. Our left hand comes up and over. Again, feel that switch with the stretch from the hip through to the armpit. Bring yourself back into the centre. We're going to move into our tabletop position now. In this practice, try and make every movement, every transition mindful, nice and slow. Find your tabletop. Curl the toes under and lift the hips up to your first downward facing dog. Mindful with that transition, slow and gentle. Take a couple of rises up onto the tiptoes and back down onto the heels. Inhale, come up onto the tiptoes. Exhale, drop those heels, bend the knees. Inhale, lift up onto the toes. Exhale, drop. We're going to hinge it forwards into our plank, then lower the knees back down and send the hips into a restorative child's pose. Nice and relaxed through the shoulders. Stretch those fingertips forwards. Find that length with the spine. Deepen the breath here, guys. Every time you exhale, find more relaxation with the shoulders. Find more grounding into the mat. Know that in this practice, you can let everything go. You can let go of that tension. Feel that ground supporting you. We're going to stay in this child's pose for a good few deep breaths. So close your eyes, settle in. Allow yourself this time to relax completely. Try and become as passive as you can in this posture. Deepen in the breath. Notice the rise and the fall of the belly. We're going to walk our hands over to the left side of the mat now, placing your right hand on top. Draw the arms straight. Draw that right hip back towards the heels. Feel that same stretch down the side body. And when you're ready, swap sides. We're going to walk the left hand on top of the right over to the right side of the mat. Drawing that spine long. Left hip comes back this time. Deepen in that breath. Center yourself in the mat this time and walk those hands back in. We're going to come up onto our knees. Bring the palms together, find length through the spine. Exhale, fold forwards, drop in the chest. We're going to bring the palms together, let the elbows drop onto the mat, send the hips, the bum into the air, press the hands together and allow the chest to drop. Find length with the spine, feel that opening through the chest, through the heart space. You might want to rest your forehead on the mat here. You might want to turn your head slightly from one way to the other. Just find the position that feels good for you. Then lengthen with the hands. Walk those hands back in and find again that kneeling posture where we inhale, send the arms up. Exhale, come back into the tabletop, curl those toes, send the hips up into your downward facing dog. Round the shoulders out slightly, we're going to hinge it forwards into plank. Exhale, let the belly drop and send those hips back up. Inhale, we're rolling forwards, round in the back. Exhale, arch the back, send those hips up. We're creating some waves through the spine. Visualize every vertebrae as you find these movements. Inhale, round forwards. Exhale, drop the knees down to the mat. Take a cat-cow. Rounding through the shoulders as you exhale, drop that chin. Inhale, lift the chin and let the belly drop. Exhale, tuck and round, push that ground away. Feel the movement, the space in every vertebrae. Inhale, lift, open the chest. Exhale, push the hips up into your downward facing dog. Come forward into plank. We're going to continue with a couple more waves with the spine as you inhale, shift your weight forwards. Exhale, push those hips back. Take a bend through the knees. Refine that stretch in downward facing dog, keeping the shoulders strong, the core engaged. And lower the knees back down into the tabletop, lifting that chin. Let the belly drop. Exhale, round through the shoulders, through your cat-cow. Inhale, slowly lift. Big breaths, big movements. Exhale, tuck that chin and round. You're going to take your right hand this time and send it underneath your left arm. So we're threading the needle here. We're creating a twist from the base of the spine to the neck. If it feels good for you, you can extend your right arm up towards the ceiling. Your left arm, sorry. Or extend it over the head and place it on the mat. Feel that twisting through the spine. Send those hips up towards the ceiling. Deepen the breath as much as you can. Try and keep some movement with the belly. As you inhale, feel the belly. As you exhale, pull that belly button back towards the spine. Slowly pushing yourself back up into tabletop. We're going to take the opposite side now, sending your left arm under, coming down to rest on that left shoulder. Again, take the right arm and extend it up or over the head. Feeling that gentle twist. Try and keep the knees in line. Again, bring your awareness back to that breath. Feel your lungs fill with the inhale. Feel your belly rise And exhale. Empty those lungs, drawing the belly button back towards the spine. Really nice, slowly pressing yourself back up into tabletop. Exhale, take a child's pose, stretching those fingertips forwards. Activate through the arms, then inhale, push yourself back up into tabletop and take your right leg and bring it up to the back, bending through the knee, engage those glutes. Hold it there, flex in the back foot. Keep your core nice and strong. Extend that leg now and then bend it back up, dropping the knee forwards into pigeon pose. You're bringing your right knee up towards your right hand and spinning that foot into the center slightly. Shuffle back with the left leg. Keep some engagement in the glutes here. Try not to completely collapse through the hips. Lengthen up through the spine. So this posture is not becoming completely passive. We are keeping quite a fair bit of engagement here. Engage those glutes. Rather than relaxing like this, you can see that my hips are collapsing onto the mat here. When I engage, they lift straight back up. That's what we want for this first part of the stretch. Take your left leg, if it feels good, bend that left leg behind. Taking a gentle twist with the body. Keep those glutes engaged. If you can, lift the hands up behind the head. So this is a real active stretch here. We're engaging all the muscles through the lower body to find that lift. If it feels good, twist through the body and you can take a hold of that back foot with your left hand and gently just increase that stretch through the hip flexors by guiding the foot closer towards you. Take this stretch as far as feels good. Do not overstretch it. Shift your body back into the center. We're going to realign and then extend the hands forwards. If it feels good for your body at the minute, you can drop your chest down. You can extend the arms forwards up the mat. If this doesn't feel good, lift your body upright. Find some relaxation with this stretch now, becoming slightly more passive through the hips. Letting go of some tension through the glutes. Inhale, lift those palms back into the center. Again, take a bend with that back leg and reposition those hands behind the head. Once more, becoming nice and active with this posture, engaging through the glutes, engaging through the legs. Reposition that hand on the back foot. Notice any differences with this stretch now, but still, again, guiding that foot back just as far as you can. Recenter yourself in the middle. We're going to slide our right leg back to meet our left. So you might be feeling quite a lot of engagement in those glutes now. Maybe you've built up a bit of heat. We're going to change legs. Send that left knee up, flexing through the knee, flexing through the foot. Keep the glutes strong, engage that core, extend through that back leg and bring the left knee up towards the left hand. This time spinning the foot into the center and shuffling back with our right leg. Open up through that chest, lengthen up through the spine. Active and engage with the glutes. Just quickly showing you here the difference between active and quite passive with that stretch. Keep the glutes as active as you can. Again, bring the hands up towards the back of the neck. Allow this to open up the chest slightly more. Then again, if it feels good, take a bend with that back leg. Keep that engagement. Feel that stretch. Shift your hip flexors as you bend that leg at the back. Take it just as far as you can. If this doesn't feel good, leave that back foot on the floor. Take a gentle twist this time. Again, holding that foot with the right hand this time. Gently guiding it back towards the body if and only if it feels good for you. Don't forget about your breath. If you feel like you've lost that connection with your breath, just try and guide it back. Again, if it feels good for you, you can drop the body down towards the mat and extend the hands up the mat over the head. Slow and steady breaths, becoming slightly more passive before shifting our body up and again taking that bend with the back leg. Take the hands behind the head if you can. If you wobble in this posture, don't worry at all. You can place the hands down and then reset your balance. Take a twist through the spine. Gently take a hold of that back foot again and guide it closer towards the body. We're going to slide that left leg back now and then drop the hips into child's pose. Option here to just fold the arms back towards the feet. Allow the shoulders to become completely relaxed. We're going to come straight back up into our downward facing dog. Extend those hips up, lengthen through the spine and shift it forwards into those waves with the spine. Inhale, step your right leg forwards. Drop your left knee down towards the mat. We're going to come into a low lunge now. Try and keep that engagement that you found in pigeon pose through the glutes as you extend the arms up and ease into that lunge. Just going to show you quickly the difference here between becoming completely passive in this lunge, where I'm collapsing into my hips, and then becoming active and engaging my glutes. So we want to try and keep this active posture today. If it feels good for you, bend that right leg up behind, keeping that strong engagement with the core, with the glutes. Opening through the chest, pressing the palms together. As you exhale, drop the chest over your right leg and come into an extension with that knee. Inhale, lift back up into that lunge, bending the knee at the back. Exhale, drop the chest over your front leg. Feel that stretch shift from the hip flexors to the hamstrings. Easing from one movement to the other. Curl your back toes under this time, lifting that back knee into a high lunge, keeping the left hand planted on the mat. Rotate through the spine and extend the right arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, plant that hand back down on the mat and rejoin the feet in downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into your plank. Exhale, wave through the spine, send those hips back and up. Swapping legs this time. Inhale, take a big step forward with your left leg. Drop that right knee. Engage the core first, then take that low lunge. Lifting upwards with the arms, easing into that bend, keeping that engagement with the glutes. So as well as feeling a deep stretch, you should feel that this is active, it's working your muscles. Again, I'm just showing the difference between coming passive into that stretch and active, engaging my glutes. Bend those arms back, take a bend with the back leg if it feels good. Again, feel that deep stretch in the hip flexors, but with that engagement. Exhale, drop the chest and straighten that front leg. Inhale, hinge it back up into your lunge. Exhale, drop the chest, extend through that leg. Feel the stretch shift to the hamstrings. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. Move with that breath, guys. Inhale, shift it forwards. Lengthen up through those arms. Exhale, plant the palms. Curl your back toe under and lift that back knee. Again, option here to extend the left arm this time up to the ceiling. Rotate through that spine. Take a couple of deep breaths. Exhale, plant the palm. Again, rejoin the feet in your downward facing dog. Inhale, shift it forwards to plank. Bend the knees, send the hips up through to that wave. Step it forwards with your right foot again. This time we're going to twist into a side lunge. We're rotating through the hips. Your left foot is flat against the floor. On your right foot, you can come up onto the toes or drop it flat, whichever feels best for you, your hips, your flexibility. Inhale, open up through the chest, press the palms together. Extend the arms out to the side, keeping long with the spine. Exhale, plant the palms. Inhale, come through to the center. Walk the hands over and bend into the left leg. Taking that side lunge on the opposite side. Press the palms together again to the heart. Open that chest. Extend the arms up. Exhale, plant the palms again. Inhale, shift it through to the center. Walk those hands. Exhale, drop to the opposite side. We're going to keep that engagement with the glutes. This time, option here to press the palms and do that movement without the hands. Engaging the glutes, pressing into the feet and drop in with control to the other side. If this feels too much, drop the hands in the middle, use them as your anchor point. Move with that breath. Inhale as you come up and over. Exhale as you drop. We're going to slowly walk the hands to the center now, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Take a halfway lift. Inhale and exhale, walk those hands back. Let the chin relax down to the chest. Inhale, walk the hands back, forwards, and hop the feet in slightly. We're going to come down into a yogi squat now, opening up through the inner hips. Take a gentle twist through the hips, coming onto one toe, lifting one heel at a time. Find a movement that feels good. They might be really big twists through this yogi squat. You might find stillness by pressing the palms together, opening up through that chest. As always, keep slight engagement with the glutes. Exhale, press those palms down. And we're going to come down into our lunge with the right leg forwards. So you're easing into that right leg, but the right leg is coming right up towards the edge of the mat. So we're actually opening through the hips. Take a couple of rocks backwards and forwards, and then we're going to come down into lizard pose. Pressing the hands onto the mat. So my right knee is knocking out to the side in this one, and I'm actually rocking onto the side of my right foot. So as I'm just showing you here, I'm resting on the side of that foot, and my knee is turned out to the side. Take this as far as feels good for you, hinging forwards with the hips, letting that knee drop, rolling onto the outside of the foot only if it feels good. As always, keep some engagement with the glutes, trying not to completely collapse into this posture. If it feels good for you, you can drop down onto the elbows. If not, just keep your palms on the mat, lifting up through that chest. Reconnect with that breath, slowing down the inhales, relaxing with the exhales. Again, with any posture, feel free to close your eyes. Relax those shoulders down. Really settle into that practice. We're going to curl the left toes under now, and again, join the feet back in your downward facing dog. Hinging through our plank, bend the elbows back. We're going to take a slow chaturanga. Engaging those glutes, open, lift through the chest. If that feels too much, drop onto your knees. Exhale, send it back to child's pose, extending through those arms, relax through those hips. Shift it forward into tabletop. We're going to take lizard pose on the opposite leg. So as you can see, my left foot is coming right to the edge of my mat. So I'm opening up through the hips as I do a couple of these lunges backwards and forwards. Just reconnecting with the breath as I move and shifting that stretch. Drop the hands to the middle. Check in with the glutes. Are they engaged? And then if it feels good, knock that left knee out to the side and roll onto the side of the foot. Keeping the spine long. Taking any adjustments that you need. If you want to drop onto the elbows, again, you can if it feels good. Reconnect with that breath. Deepen that inhale through the nose. As you exhale, imagine that tension just disappearing away. Bring the feet together in downward dog. Inhale, come forwards to your plank. Exhale, chaturanga, nice and slow. Flip the feet behind, open that chest, keep the core strong. Exhale, flip the feet and send it back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, come forwards to your plank. Exhale, drop those knees. And we're going to come onto our back now. So you're going to want to grab all of your cushions, pile them up high, and place them towards the base of your spine. So we're really going to start to slow things down now. We're going to take a cobbler's pose by placing the soles of the feet together, lengthening up through the spine first, letting the knees just knock out to the side. Walk the hands back gently either side of your stack of cushions and just allow the back to rest on the length of the cushions. You can either rest your head on the cushions as well, or like me, let your head fall to the other side of the cushions and just find that opening through the chest. Shrug the shoulders under as much as you can. Let the knees knock open. Let gravity do all the work here. Make any adjustments that you need before trying to find complete stillness in this posture. You can extend the arms above the head, allowing the elbows to just knock out to the side slightly, finding even more opening through this chest. And just allow your focus to shift on how the breath feels with this new opening there. Does it feel easier, lighter, more accessible? Challenge yourself with your breath here. Take a full deep inhale, fill the lungs. Take an exhale, allow the belly to fall. Let that belly button draw in. Inhale, shift your awareness to your chest, feel your chest rise. Exhale, shift your awareness to your shoulders. Let your shoulders fall, let them feel heavy against the cushions. The entire weight of your body is completely supported. Close your eyes, let your face relax through the jaw. Take the tongue off the roof of your mouth. And just let go of any physical tension that you can feel. I'm going to shift the knees together now and really slowly, really mindfully just shuffle ourselves forward slightly on the mat. Lift our head and squeeze the knees up to the chest. Give yourself the biggest hug that you've ever given yourself. Squeeze those arms round the legs, tuck your forehead up to meet the knees. Give yourself a real big squeeze. Give yourself a bit of self-love. Extend those legs up to the ceiling. Curl the toes back slightly, gently finding a stretch through the hamstrings. Remember, don't overstretch it. Take a couple of flexes back with the feet and then point those toes before again giving yourself a nice big squeeze. Squeeze those knees up to the chest, maybe rock from side to side slightly. Do whatever feels good in this posture. Find that connection with yourself and what your body needs before placing the feet back down on the mat. Allowing your knees to stay bent, knees facing up to the ceiling. The whole of your upper body is still relaxed on those cushions. Your chin stays slightly lifted, your elbows relax out to the side. Again, just allow yourself to feel that support from the cushions underneath your upper body, as well as the grounding through your hips into the mat. Take this time to feel nice and centered. On your next exhale, take both legs, keep your upper body resting on the cushions, and just allow both knees to fall over to the left-hand side. Keep the ankles together, the knees together. If you want to increase this stretch slightly, shift your body weight so that the front of your body is now falling onto the cushions. You can turn your head over to the left so your knees are facing to the right and your head is facing to the left. Your torso, your chest is directly facing down and supported by the cushions. Let your body relax. Allow your chest to feel heavy onto the mat. Slowly shift back to the middle. We're going to completely switch sides. So first relaxing the upper body onto the cushions, then dropping the knees over to the right side this time. Keeping the ankles together, squeeze those knees together. Find a gentle twist with the spine. Again, if you want to increase this stretch, drop your chest over the top of those cushions. One hand is resting at each side of your pile of cushions, and you can turn the head over to the right. Deepen that breath, guys. Feel that twist with the spine. Let the cushions take your weight. Let your body feel heavy. Deepen the breath as much as you can, slow and steady with that breath. Then we're going to come back to the center and move to our final Shavasana. Move your cushions underneath your knees, so your knees are supported by that slight lift, by that softness underneath, and gently lie yourself back on the mat. Let your ankles knock out to the side, let your knees knock out to the side. Lift your chin, then tuck your chin and replace the head back down on the mat, so you're really lengthening out through the spine. You can rest your hands on your belly or just allow them to lie by the sides, palms facing upwards. Deepen the inhale and deepen the exhale. So we're going to stay here for as long as you need to. We're going to allow ourselves to do a full scan of the body. So just shift your awareness to your toes. Allow the toes to relax. Allow your toes to feel heavy. Allow your ankles to relax. Let gravity pull them down. Feel your heels, your ankles sinking into the ground. Moving up the legs. Relax through your calves, through your shins. Relax your knees. Allow your knee joints to let go of any tension. Feel their weight being completely taken by the cushions underneath. Relax through your thighs, your hips. Imagine your hips sinking into the mat. Moving up to your belly. Every time you exhale, move that belly. Again, imagine your torso sinking through into the mat. Your shoulders too. Imagine them heavy, relaxed. Your shoulders, your elbows, your arms, your hands. Allow your fingertips to curl inwards. Thank you guys so much for joining me. You guys can stay here for as long as you want in this Shavasana. Find as much relaxation as you can. As you can tell, I'm super sleepy and relaxed after that practice. I hope you feel light as air, and I can't wait to see you again soon. Thank you so much for joining.